Hey, hey, hey. We'll try this again. Uh, let's see. See if I straighten up my shirt. Try and be reasonably presentable. This hanger mark there or something was on the hanger crooked. Do I get sound? I got a thumbs up, but nobody here. Ba, 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 ba. And I got sound. I think I got sound. Got an ant crawling on my leg. uh, well, I tried earlier today to talk about court and how you hold court, how you can hold court, how I hold court. I was going to read a case and explain. Well, I was going to create a video because I did. I booted up. I was, but I didn't check to see if I had audio. So I I thought, well, when I go to put these videos out that are what I'm going to consider important, high value, high value videos, and there's no audio, like when I called the United States Patent and Trademark Office examiner. Um, what a conversation. And all we get is video, no audio. Um, so I thought, well, I'm gonna leave those videos up for the record. And but then here just a little bit ago, I got to thinking, and I said, well, I can just make that video private, and now it's not going to be available to you folks. Yet it's still saved, and of course I'm downloading all the videos in case YouTube decides to take my channel down, um, because a good portion of what I do and a big reason for what I do is to document. Um, I got somebody here. If you got anybody's got a question at any time, throw it in the chat because we're talking shit. We can talk about anything. Ask me any question you want, and I'll try to answer it, provided it's reasonable. Um, Keith explained to us a lot about the prepaid mail, and he talked a little bit about mail fraud. So, you people want freedom, you want liberty, you want righteousness, you want accountability from your servants, and yet many of you are too afraid. Many of you are brave enough. You've expended so much energy chasing after things that got you nowhere that you're tired and you're wore out. Well, folks, I want to make this stupidly simple. I want to make this whole thing stupidly, stupidly simple. Because if the stupid can get it, us dumb down, we can own it. I'm a bad smoker. My cigarette went out. You would think after all these years and all the smoking, I might be a better smoker. But these curls, good for strength, lung capacity. Environment. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna open up this door. Let a little bit of air come in. The mail. I think you can be brave enough to talk to your mail carrier. And you don't even have to leave home in most cases. You don't even have to leave home to do it. There's very stiff penalties for mail fraud. In clown world, right? We have been living in clown world our entire lives. And a factual quantum now space reality exists. So we're in a real struggle here, because the years of brainwashing, the MK Ultra, the manipulation, everything that's gone on has been very powerful. And the awakening and the knowledge of the treason and the trickery and the enslavement and the poisoning and intoxication and on and on and on and on and on, you all know, the knowledge of this has now become very powerful. So Keith talked about a specific facts of fraud that I did some research on, because I wanted to understand it a little bit better. So he talked about the return mail address location on the mailer. Now, apparently, there's rules for this. Postal rules. It's like it's in the manual. It's in the book. And so it's verifiable. And I am confident that Keith did the verification. And now, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, the YouTube channel is El Piro, 2 words, capital E, lowercase l, Piro, P-E-R-O, capital P. The video you want to look for, the thumbnail is a mailer. And it has a series of exclamation points at the end of the title. Not going to be hard for you to find. He goes into great detail on prepaid mail. He brings you the receipt. He talks about mail fraud. Now, specifically, he's talking about the location on the mailer for the return address or the sender's address. In most cases, the sender's address is the return address. So, in either case, it's always the return address, and there's a specific location for that on the mailer. There's also a specific location on the mailer for the to addressed, the care of addressed. So here's an example of a mailer with a window. Okay, see my fingers in there? Here's the stamp over here, or where it would be a stamp. And here's the window. So the return address and the to address is going to be in the same location. Now, that's mail fraud. Because if you put this back in your box, you put your flag up, and you write return to sender, there's a very high likelihood that your mail carrier, your delivery person, your delivery man is going to take that back to the post office, and then they'll stamp a hand on there with a finger pointing here, making you the return address. Mail fraud. What does this say here? Pre-sorted, first class mail, U.S. postage paid, DOXIM. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. First line is pre-sorted. Second line is first hyphen class mail. Oh, everything is all caps. U.S. postage. The next line is paid. And then DOXIM. I have no idea what the hell DOXIM is. But there's a clear example of mail fraud. A maximum, there's a mosquito. Maxim of law is for a man not to know his everyday job is a deceit. Now, did the mail carrier know the job? And was the mail carrier complicit and culpable in mail fraud? Was the mail delivery man, male or female, the delivery man incompetent, had no knowledge, and is a useful idiot putting out mail fraud? In either case, it ain't right. Now, I've talked about this. I'm going to keep talking about it. I've got some new subscribers, some new viewers, and so you may not know much of the work that I've put out. Um, the large portion of my videos, you got to look for the down arrow, because I think when it loads up for you, you're going to get most recent and popular or something like that, but it's not going to show you my live videos. You got to look for the down arrow, touch that, and then select live. All right. My name is Ethan Dean. I discovered optimal oral health with cannabis. My cannabis patented formulations do what science gave up on. I've been gang stalked by government from the highest levels to the lowest levels and internationally. So I've done a lot, and I've learned a lot, and I bring a lot forward. And I am literally one of the most feared men on this planet. And it's not because I'm such a scary man. It's because people are afraid of retaliation from government, from the bar, from big business, or any of their other sons of bitches to get involved with those parasites. My resume is a lot longer than that, but I won't belabor it here. It's a primary example of mail fraud. I carry in my passport, which I captured. All right, I captured my passport. My last name ends towards the end of the stamp. It captures the stamp. It captures the passport. This is a stamp that's backed by gold. It's a $1 stamp. It's got my blue thumbprint that cancels the stamp, captures the stamp, my autograph, my quantum autograph, and the passport. And that page has some special wording on it. Not enough light here. I can probably read this. I just don't want to struggle and strain my eyes. I thought I had two pair of glasses over here. What the hell did I do with them? All right, let's see. Put it up here to the light. Well, how about if I do this? Endorsements. / mentions, specials, / annotations. It'll be on the last page of your passport if you are a slave with privileges. If you're a slave with privileges, if you did the Copper Kettle moonshine, Copper Kettle passport deal, and you got on the do not detain list, that makes you a slave with privileges. And as my research indicates, that there is one page that has that wording. My passport has several pages. Yet we're talking about mail fraud. We'll get back to that passport. There's more to say. So we got a situation here in Kalkaska, pretty much like you got over in your area. No matter where you are in America. No matter where you are in America. And you've got these judges in these black robes want to order you and threaten you. And if you don't like it and you disobey, well, they're going to send those clowns in costumes with tasers and clubs and pistols and rifles and shotguns and armament and all kind of shit. torture cuffs, and their job is to come and kidnap you, right? For disobeying a judge's order. The judge can't order you for shit. You people got to wake the fuck up. I'm going to show you another form of mail fraud. Now, this is attached. It's bonded. All right? Bonded. You're going to do contract in the quantum. You're going to do court in the quantum. You're going to be bonding your paperwork together. All right? So what do we got here? What do I got here? It says evidence. Evidence and copy. Evidence of what? Mail fraud. Oh, treason, trespass, constructive fraud, a judge operating outside its jurisdiction. Oh, I'm sure there's a much longer list, but that's enough for me. Why is it mail fraud, Ethan? Well, you see, anytime these corporations send your straw man something through the post, they're committing a fraud. They're doing it with the all caps name. But because they're doing it with the all caps name, you know, they're within their jurisdiction, because that's their jurisdiction. They're the enemy. That's what they do. But it's all a fraud. It's all a trespass. It has no standing. It has no jurisdiction if you know who the fuck you are and what your authority is. But since collectively we don't, well, we give up our rights and we submit to that black robe that has no authority, no jurisdiction, and should be hung for all the treason, all the trespass, all the fucking human trafficking that goes on in these circuit courts, these district courts, and these federal courts. So why is this mail fraud? Because the judge really fucked up. Because this isn't the all caps name on here. I'm going to show you. Take a good look. This was a card. We have front and back. Here's the back side. Or maybe that was the front side. That's one side. There's the other side. This is a copy. This is evidence. Human trafficking. Operating outside jurisdiction. Fraud, constructive fraud, and mail fraud. My postal delivery person or persons or people over the years are complicit. They're culpable. They are aiding and abetting, giving comfort to the fucking enemy. And they're not just doing it to me. They're doing it to all of us. What are you going to do about it? No. Crickets. Cricket, fucking pussies! You veterans. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're supposed to be the most bravest, courageous that we have. You go to other lands. Risk your fucking life. And you come home to the land of the free and the home of the brave to be a fucking pussy and a fucking slave. You got one of the highest rates of fucking suicide out of any fucking group. And what about you? All you smart motherfuckers. All you college educated fucking idiots. You keep turning to fucking this influencer and that influencer and this influencer that doesn't do a damn fucking thing for you. In fact, a lot of them get people in trouble, get people fucking killed, get people put in fucking prison, get people put in that administrative fucking process. I can tell that supernaut. I misplaced my glasses, and I am struggling. And I have, there's a pair. Oh. And guess what? Both pairs were over there. No wonder I couldn't find them. All right. Hey, Supernaut, glad you're here. Love the rant, spot on. Let's go. Hey, it says I got 5 people here and 4 thumbs up. I did come here to rant. I could come here and, just be all super civilized and monotone and all dignified. Fuck that shit! This is war! They're goddamn fucking killing you people! Sorry if that hurt your ears. I got a little close to the mic. What do we got here? I talked about this the other day. Maybe you didn't see the video. Maybe you did see the video. Let's talk about it again. All you smart motherfuckers out there, all you fucking British agents, all you college professors, all you highfalutin businessmen, suits, $5,000 fucking suits, $200 fucking ties, $1,000 fucking shoes. Fuck you fucking college educated fucking morons. Explain this to me. Right here. Sale only allowed in the United States. Fuck, I'm holding fucking contraband. I bought this in a fucking store in Kalkaska, Michigan. Only allowed for sale in the United States. Where is the United States, people? Where? It's 10 fucking square miles. What is this goddamn contraband doing here in Kalkaska? I'm glad it is. This is my brand. I like it. What the fuck is it doing here? Where was this shit made? Richmond, Virginia. How many fucking state lines did this have to fucking cross? How many complicit motherfuckers in this goddamn shit? No, I don't fucking need this. Because this is fucking fact. Moonbags. Rule-free areas, Moonbag says. Joel Moore, District of Columbia. Right on. I got the most intelligent audience in the world. I do. And it's very unusual for me to have people here. Oh, I did select replay on the live chat here. So if you have something that you want saved for posterity, you have something you want to say that's going to be seen. Well, you can always put it in the comments after, in the main comments section, but this is the live chat. So the live chat is set for replay. So you're watching, anybody that's watching the video in replay, you can follow along in the live chat, just FYI. And if you're tuning in late, you got to look for my YouTube videos. You got to look for a little down arrow and then select live, because most of my talks are live. Now, I said I'd come back to this passport. What do I want to tell you about the passport? It's a fucking fraud. It's based on the birth certificate. Birth certificate is a fraud. That makes this constructive fraud. Now, something else I did on the signature of bearer, I put all rights reserved US UCC 1-308. There's even a statute that cites that statutes, acts, codes, rules, regulations, and ordinances, the color of law, cannot be repugnant to your constitutional rights. Your rights don't come from the Constitution, people. They are unalienable, unalienable, and they were once constitutionally protected. But for about 150 so years or so, they weren't really constitutionally protected. And but now we're under martial law, continuity of government, devolution, and reconstitution. So your unalienable, unalienable rights are once again constitutionally protected. You got any idea what any of them are? I'm going to talk more about this passport. I am, but I guess I'm on track here. So you've probably heard me say this. If you listened before, you're going to hear it again. Georgia, right to the courts. No person shall be deprived of the right to prosecute or defend, either in person or by an attorney, that person's own cause in any of the courts of this state. Any of the courts of this state. To do what? To not be deprived of the right to do what? To prosecute. Oh. Gee, that might explain this paperwork. That I facilitated as the prosecutor. Because it's a constitutional right? No, because it's an unalienable, unalienable right. And I'm going to hold these parasites to account. The names, you want me to read through this? Why not? It's short. Oh, you see, it's a paper clip. It's not bonded. I did this in 2021. All right, I only woke up. I ain't been doing this all that long. I discovered gum tissue rejuvenation and calcified plaque removal and the sealing of teeth that's impermeable to acidics in 2015. I was a pure slave all the way well into 2019 and I think beyond. And then I had my red pill moment. And then from there, my education started. And then I bypassed fucking guru moron after guru moron after guru moron after guru moron. It's just out. You got these sons of bitches out there. They're giving you a lot of great content. You can learn a lot from these parasites. But they're just there to suck you in with this shit. It's like dangling a goddamn carrot out in front. And you're chasing it, you're chasing it, you're chasing it until you fall in a fucking pit that they drag you into. Because you don't know who the fuck you are. Top line, Sheriff's Department. Next line, Kalkaska County. Next line, 605 North Birch Street, Kalkaska, Michigan 49646. Constitutional common law. We, the people of Michigan, order. And now we get into court. How? Like this. You put the words on the fucking paper. Comes now Athens, one of the people, as seen in the Michigan Bill of Rights, Article 1, Section 1, Michigan Constitution. G. Juris, in this court of record, do make the following claims. A court of record, a high court, a court of law, a court of truth, a court of honor, the highest court. Article 1, Declaration of Rights, political power. All political power is inherent in the people. Government is instituted for their equal benefit, security, and protection. What more do you need to know? Order for arrest, treason, maladministration, misadministration, fraud, conspiracy. 5 of the accused have been properly served United States Postal Service certified mail, and they have defaulted. In other words, they pled guilty to treason in an open court of law, a court of record. Every one of them pled guilty. We, the people, are submitting to court recorded complaints, proof of the service, and copies of the documented evidence of default. I hereby order Pat Whiteford, Kalkaska County Sheriff, to effect the immediate arrest of the accused for a speedy trial. Some of these people have been served. We've held court. Court is not over because there isn't a goddamn jury. There isn't law enforcement. There's nobody operating the guillotine or the fucking firing squad or the lethal injection. Did I miss one? I think it did. Maybe the rope. Casual mining. Welcome. I'm ranting. Accused. Names of accused. Gretchen Whitmer, served and defaulted. Rob Buchanan, testimony and evidence. That's the case that I was going to read. I am going to read. Who is Rob Buchanan, you might want to ask? President State Bar of Michigan. A British agent parasite. Kalkaska County Sheriff was ordered to arrest that man. Bring him into court. Same with all the rest of these. Pat Whiteford decides he's going to be a treasonous piece of shit, and he pled guilty to treason in my court, along with his undersheriff, along with the jail sergeant, along with every other son of a bitch employed in that sheriff's department, because I made it perfectly clear that if the undersheriff doesn't arrest the sheriff, then it's the next person's in line job to arrest them both. I did that June 28th, 2021. There's another name on here. I'll continue the story when I get to him. Drew Hirschfield, D. Christopher Evans, served and defaulted. One's the head of the DEA, the other's the head of the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Michael Meller, M-E-L-L-E-R, he's an examiner. Was examiner. That son of a bitch is still working at the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Served and defaulted. Rick Snyder, former governor. That fucking piece of shit didn't have fucking time to take a look at any of this. Nah, he's too busy with the fucking dodging all the crap from the fucking Flint water crisis and every other fucking thing he didn't want to fucking face up to or do what was right. Gary Peters, another fucking piece of shit state representative here in Michigan. Testimony and evidence submitted. See, I had the cases prepared, and at that time, I didn't have the money to serve the sons of bitches. I didn't have the money for the postage. Remove this paper clip. The shit would all been bonded if I knew what I knew today. I'd added some quantum into this. Jack Bergman, another fucking piece of shit Michigan representative. Testimony and evidence submitted. Susan Corbin, what a fucking winner she is. Served and has defaulted. Evidence submitted. Connor Clemens, he's a fucking piece of shit at the Michigan Unemployment, an examiner. Oh, he is so fucking guilty of so much goddamn shit, you won't believe it. Served and has defaulted. Evidence submitted. Lindsey Wilson, administrative judge, black robe wearing bitch. Testimony and evidence submitted. Kristen Weisenberg, Matthew McManus, two fucking bar attorneys, my fucking partners. When I got notice of allowance for my patent, which was extremely hard won, because the fucking examiner fought against me for a long time, then conspired with my patent attorney to work against me, and then ultimately, final office action denied. All right? It goes deep. I won that fucking patent, and it's been nothing but goddamn fucking bullshit from the patent office ever since, and from that parasite piece of shit, R. Reams Goodlow, patent attorney, Washington State, Kent. These two pieces of shit, Michigan parasite bar attorneys, they got 50% of my intellectual property on paper. See, when I won that patent, I got notice of allowance. Now there's a clock ticking. I got about 90 days to come up with a shitload of money. I got to have money for the patent attorney. I got to have money for a continuation application. I got to have money for the fucking issue fee for the fucking patent it's going to issue. And I need fucking money for the PCT for international filings. Or I lose them. Oh, it should be easy now. I got the fucking patent. Fucking all the cannabis businesses, all the fucking people want to invest. Now I get two fucking bar attorneys, cannabis attorneys as partners. What did they do? They made sure I didn't get the international patents. That's what the fuck they did. All right. Kristen Weisenberg and Matthew McManus. There should be a rope for these fuckers. R. Reams Goodlow. Jerry King, sergeant of the Michigan State Police. What a fucking piece of shit he is. And then here we go, Michael Perot. Testimony and evidence submitted. That son of a bitch is a Kalkaska County former Kalkaska County prosecutor. I served as prosecutor that order for arrest in June of 21. Before the end of July, now former, at that time, Kalkaska County Prosecutor Michael Perot resigned. Boot, scoot, and boogied. Pat Whiteford, fucking pussy, low-life, treasonous, scumbag, dirtbag, piece of shit, fucking pussy, has never fucking faced me. Never fucking faced me. Refuses to face me. Fucking hides like a motherfucking pussy. Same with the undersheriff. His name just is escaping me. It's not on that document. And I don't think it's on that. His name escapes me. But Joe Leach, the jail sergeant, he's the one that I met with. Well, son of a bitch, if several months later, and you can Google this, you can DuckDuckGo it, you can whatever search engine, Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department moves inmates. They didn't have staff. Gee, did I educate the jail sergeant? I'm thinking I did. And did he fucking arrest the fucking undersheriff and sheriff? No, he fucking quit. Fucking pussy. Treasonous rat, cock-sucking fucking pussy. Supernaut says cowards. Dave Wagner. Oh, Dave Wagner. Yeah, that sounds right for the undersheriff for Kalkaska. Good job. What'd you do? Just do a quick little search there. This after the names, then it says Michigan Constitutional Republic State Prosecutor Ethan D. Dane. And then we have the verification and notary as, here we go. Come on. What am I doing here? Notary as jurat certificate. Are you? Yeah, right there. Sorry. Making you dizzy, probably. Notary as jury certificate. Oh, there it is. Notary as jury certificate. Jurat. I'm sorry. Notary as jurat certificate. I'll do that again. I'm sure you can see it now. All right. Now, you can find this and many of my cases on the services page in the documents section. There's two files there. It either says Gretchen Camp Grayling or Grayling Camp Grayling Gretchen or Gretchen Camp Grayling. It's actually one file. If you print it off, it's about yay thick. It was just too big to put through the scanner all in one. So let's go back to this constructive fraud. I have a China visa. And I've had many China visas. And this one was good. March 23rd, 2017. Guess when it expires? March 23rd, March 2027. I have a current and valid passport. I've captured my passport. In the quantum. I've also noted at the signature All rights reserved. UCC 1-308. Now, what else have I done? Put my vehicle into private. That's my most popular video. It has the most views. Did that in an open court, a public court, a court of record, a high court, the highest court. And the notary is juris certificate facilitated by the public notary. So what I did is right up here, we come into court. Then the title, this is a copy, and I had to reduce it in size. So you come into court, then you have your verification and your public notary, and then everything else is free space in here. So I took the title that my straw man owned. So it's all caps name on there, right? And I sold it. So the purchaser, and I got my name printed, not in all caps. I put in the date, selling price, which in this case was $1. Filled out the purchaser's address and such, and then signature of seller. All right, so I put a signature for my straw man. All right, which is a fraud. Seller's name. Now that's in all caps, right? Because the seller is the fiction. Seller's address, and then signature of purchaser. Well, I just used my authority and I scratched out signature, and I wrote autograph, and then I put my autograph. And then at a later time, I brought this into the quantum world, where I captured and owned this contract in the quantum world with a $1 gold back stamp, my quantum autograph, and my thumbprint as a seal, a cancel of the stamp and a seal for the document. And on the back side, I put my quantum autograph and my thumbprint. Why? Because you put this in front of a British agent, and the British agent's going to turn it over and lay it down and say, I don't see nothing. The British agent can't do that here. All right. I did the same thing. With my birth certificate of live birth, that says mother, that says father, that has every name in nothing, all the names. None of them are all caps. I did the same thing. I opened court. I went into court. I reduced the copy. I reduced it, made a copy, cut it out so it fit in the blank space, put the 2 pieces of paper in the copy machine, made my original. Then later, I brought it into the quantum. All right? That's how you do it, folks. It's that simple. If you just knew who the fuck you are. Now, a lot of you aren't going to have this. This is a name change. And this is kind of beautiful, too. See, this is done in a probate court back in '87. And every name on here, none of it is all caps. All right? So put that stuff over there. So many of you probably know I facilitated prepaid first-class mail. And I have all of that on the back side of Americans Notice of Liability. I've done a lot of talks on prepaid first-class mail and the Americans Notice of Liability. This Americans Notice of Liability is one of the most powerful documents an American can own, and it's cheap as free. I made it for you with all the love in my heart. Go to the website, oralhealthwithcannabis.com, slip over to the services page, go to the documents section, and there's two there to choose from. One says coroner. You want to be coroner, you can be coroner. We don't have coroners in Michigan. These parasites and their corporations removed our coroner. Coroner's a very powerful position. Coroner oversees the sheriff. All right. So, again, bonded into quantum. Mail fraud because the judge sent this to the blood man. The blood man. Not the fiction. Not the fiction. Judge Lynn M. Boudet. And then, of course, you know, I've been through so much, and a lot of damn time has passed. And so I got to thinking, I've never had an encounter of any kind with the Kalkaska Village Idiot Police Force. And Chief Poopy Pants, Popa, Chief Popa, I call him Poopy Pants. I like the way the T-Man likes to give people nicknames. I don't give a lot of nicknames out. I got to start giving out more nicknames. You know, R. Reams Goodlow, that parasite British agent patent attorney who did nothing but work against me and bilk me, fuck me over like you can't believe. R. Reams Badlow. Badlow. Bad man. Bad man. Lost my train of thought. I had a good thought in there too. Maybe if I light this this herbal cigarette up. Herbal cigarette. Do you know there's no THC on marijuana? Again, all you British agents, you know, hey, you want to have fun out there in clown world, your world of human trafficking and treason and trespass, you know, your playground, you pieces of shit. You want to have some fun? There is no THC grown on marijuana. If there is, it is so minute, it's meaningless. And the packaging that comes from the provisioning centers has a THC content and a CBD content. When in 2015 there was 160 known cannabinoids, what about the other 158? Oh, well, you can't even get that goddamn shit right anyways, because you're fucking false advertising, every one of you motherfuckers. Because that fucking regulation's making you put it on there. And you're putting a THC content, and there is no fucking THC. Oh, and then you got a little asterisk and a little fucking disclaimer. THC and CBD values may vary by plus or minus 10 fucking %. And you got the nerve to put 21.75%, 0.75. And you can't be within plus or minus fucking 20%. And there's no fucking THC on there. And this is why people are in prison. This is why they fucking came and arrested me, kidnapped me, torture cuffed me. What the fuck? And you fucking veterans, what do you fucking do? Oh, I don't want to lose my benefits. I don't want to make any waves. Fucking pussies. Fucking morons. Dumber than a fucking box of rocks. You go fuck, risk your fucking life in another fucking country and come back here to be a fucking slave. Our military, the bravest, the most courageous, fucking committing suicide. How many committed suicide during this fucking talk? How many are homeless? The fucking jury duty, that fucking order for jury duty comes with the all fucking caps name. Right to your mailbox. With all kinds of fucking threatening language on there. And guess what? It's all in a box. If it's in a box and there's no leak, it's a solid box. Doesn't have a little dotted space. Doesn't have a little hole. In a fucking box on the paper. There ain't nothing there. It's not there. That's why they put jurors in a juror box. They're not there. There is no fucking court. That is a fucking morgue. Yeah. We're going to talk about shit. So, I think his name is Ultra, and I think his show his Rumble channel is Trump the Destroyer. He had Derek on, and they were talking about the statistic is, on average, we spend 12 minutes a day pinching a loaf on the throne, which adds up to 73 hours a year. And so I talked about watch Let's Talk Shit 1, and you can find my tip to help you deal with constipation. So yesterday I needed to pinch a loaf. The first sign was I was feeling a little bit of pressure down there, and then some gas escaped. And I don't have gas. I don't have bloating. I don't have gas. And when I do, it's almost always when there's a log ready to roll out. And so I think less than 30 seconds in the sitting position, and that log was well to the bottom of the throne, and I'm cleaning up and getting out of there. Today, same thing. So nowhere near 12 minutes a day for me, and it shouldn't be for you either. And if your diet was right, you wouldn't even need toilet paper. Somebody else popped into the chat here. Let me get my eye aids, and so I don't have to struggle. Oh, it's Joe. Joe's still here with another comment. Your offer to contract has been refused and returned without dishonor jury duty. Well, let me see. I'll read that again. Your offer to contract has been refused and returned without dishonor. Fuck them. Fuck honor, dishonor. That is fucking... No. put nothing into their fucking system. I'm sorry, Joe. Put nothing into their system. You drag them into your system. Cheap is free. Americans Notice of Liability. Make it your own. Own it. What does it say? All right. You do this in court, open court of record. Public, open court, high court. Comes now afferent, one of the people, as seen in Michigan, Bill of Rights, Article 1, Section 1, Michigan Constitution, G. Juris in this court of record, do make the following claims. Notice of liability and common law. I declare and adamantly affirm the following. You may wish to provide care. Yeah, because I'm willing to die to exercise my rights. I'm willing to die. Are you willing to die to trespass upon my rights? You just may wish to provide care. That's what that means, all right? In the event of a stop, you now have 2 minutes to make your decision. I will not be detained willingly. So if a parasite decides to create an emergency and impose tyranny on you and force you off the fucking road and approach you with fucking weapons and make all kinds of fucking threats on your life and your safety and your freedom and your liberty and your property, you just notice a motherfucker. He's got 2 goddamn minutes. That's it. After the 2-minute time period expires, your insistence or demand of my detention and or any other requirement of me is under duress, and protest to and of trespass of my rights. A trespass upon my rights by you and cohort will bind to incurring penalties upon one and all individually, personally, professionally, and equally and additionally binding upon a department, division, agency, association, or organization bearing responsibility for the individual or personnel, duty, conduct, and or actions. When fucking sheriff's deputy decides to fucking do this shit to you, well, the fucking sheriff's department is absolutely as culpable as the fucking parasite doing a goddamn trespass. Is there a penalty for that? Oh, first trespass, minimum fee and charge, $100,000 in charge of treason. Now you can put that as gold or silver or whatever the fuck you want. All right. I mean, no need to even really change this for any reason, because these pieces of shit, they're dumb as fuck. They swear an oath to the fucking Constitution. They're fucking taking U.S. fucking dollars. You're paying them U.S. dollars with your fucking taxes. It's all fucking fiat. Second trespass, minimum fee and charge, $200,000 USD in charge of treason. Third trespass, and I think, see, I'm reading from my original. And in my original, it doesn't say in the event of a stop. I had to remember that, because what I did was I made a generic. Americans Notice of Liability, because people would say, can you make one for this state and that state and this state? Fine. I said, I got a wordsmith, a beauty, and I did it. And so out of the American love letters, the 48 state constitutions, I picked the most powerful one, because most states say in their state constitution, all political power is inherent in the people. But Indiana says all power is inherent in the people. So then I wordsmithed it, and if this isn't verbatim, it's pretty close. One of the people of the several states as seen in the Indiana Constitution, blah, 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 blah. All right. So there's nothing to change there. You're not from Indiana. Don't worry about it. You just got one of the best article sections out of the state constitutions. And it's the common law across the common land. You can't have a right in Indiana that we don't have a right in any other state. Or if you leave Indiana and travel to another state, you're going to lose that right? Fuck no, you're not. Not unless, well, you can if you want, but you can give up your rights. Why the fuck would you? Oh, because that's what they teach you in public school, and that's what mom and dad taught you, and grandma and grandpa, and great grandma and great grandpa, and your aunt and your uncle, and every other son of a bitch that you looked up to. And that's what all the fucking parasite bar attorneys tell you every time you got a fucking problem. All right. So we've established that this is a court document. What kind of court? A lawful court, a high court, a court of record, a public court. You're giving testimony. Testimony continues. Constitutionally, I am a free man by nature. Next line. I am not property. Next line. I am not in contract with the state or any agency, department, or division within or of the state. No entity nor man has title over or ownership of a free man. Administering a free man is repugnant to his freedom, liberty, happiness, privacy, security, and life. I have not been declared incompetent. You have been noticed by one of the people. Please take further notice. I retain all rights to remedy and surrender none. May God bless you in your day. Amen. Then I drop in a constitutional provision here on mine. I think on the the Americans Notice of Liability, that the constitutional provision that I dropped in is up at the top. I'm sure it is. And then we got the verification and notary as a juris certificate. Then, after, so there's my Americans Notice of Liability after I facilitated prepaid first class registered mail at the counter, walked away with a register receipt. This is $0.00, $18.71, 1876 charge, 1876 credit, $0.00, 3806 right out of the machine, the top copy of my mailer after it was received at the Arrest Reward Processing Center in Kingsland, Texas. The return address says foreign office of origin. It says no postage necessary if mailed in the United States. Here's the green card, which is kind of yellow looking here in the copy. Front and back. It's got the fucking postal fucking cancel thingy-mabobby on there, right? It made it all the way to the Arrest Reward Processing Center and back. It had a 2-cent stamp on there for tax and duty. I am recognized as a foreign national to the United States. That means I have diplomatic immunity to the United States in America. I didn't need Russell to give me a claim of the life, did I? No, and neither do you. And I can stand under the Title IV flag, and so can you. I only had to learn a minimal amount of quantum grammar and quantum contracting and quantum just in order to bring my paperwork into the quantum. So here is my $1 gold back stamp, my autograph, and my thumbprint. On the back page, in order for any judge, any British agent to be an honor, they gotta let me go. They gotta let me go. They have no jurisdiction, no standing. I know who the fuck I am. I'm sovereign. And I prove it. And I give them fucking notice. And I give them evidence of the fucking treason and trespass and operating outside of jurisdiction and mail fraud and constructive fraud. And you can do the same. All right? El Piro, express trust. Hey, Keith, what do you mean express trust? I'm going to join in on one of your chats the other day. I was in a lot of pain, and I had just gotten up from a nap, and you were getting ready to end, I think. And I'm looking forward. Express the trust in the Lord. Yes, express the trust in the Lord. Now, I want to know the truth, and I imagine you do too, all of you. And we deserve to know the truth. I really struggle with this God thing. It's our words have been bastardized. You kind of got to go along with me. Give me a little. Y'all got to give me a little leeway. Kind of roll with me. Don't try and trip me up or make issues because of the words I choose to use. I walk with God. All right, I walk with God. But I feel like education that we have and the letters God is more than disrespectful to our Creator. It's that's what's in my gut, which is a brain, your intuition. When you learn how to listen to your intuition, it can be very valuable. So, and the word or name Jesus, J was not a letter in the alphabet until like about 600 years ago. So maybe it's Yahweh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. They've told us that we're alone. That's what they keep telling us. They tell us life can't exist here, life can't exist there. They keep finding life in places where they say it can't exist. There were civilizations much more advanced than we are today with the knowledge of the stars, energy lines, ley lines, building, far more advanced. And so whatever the truth is that's what I want. And I my mother and stepfather dragged me and my brother to church on Sunday. And when the car door opened in the church parking lot, Mom and Dad were holier than thou. And we'd do church. We get back in the car, And he closed the doors, and me and my brother are in hell until next Sunday. And so, this didn't really set right with me. And I had a real hard talk with God. Um, real hard talk. And then I had out of body experiences. And then I've lived a life without church, without preachers, priests, um, reverends, um, without the book, without reading. And I know now that that conversation that I had way back then, um, God heard me and he answered me in his way. Because a few years ago, he lifted me up off of my deathbed and put me on a path that I've been walking. And without him, without the I am, I couldn't have done what I've done. I couldn't have learned what I've learned. It, what I've done and what I've learned in a very short period of time is astonishing. It's mind blowing, and I'm about convinced right now that my information is more suppressed by the white hats today than it was when I first started YouTubing and truthing and influencing and whistleblowing. Um, and it's a, they're doing a controlled demolition, and they can't have us out there helping. uh, but I think they need us supporting, and so my videos just aren't going to get the views. They're just going to continue to be oppressed and suppressed until after things are well under control. And um, and I think a lot of this talk of Nasara Gasara and all this shit they're putting out there about to keep how rich everybody's going to be and blah blah. I don't think it's going to work like that. How I think it's going to work is all basic services will be provided at no cost, no currency exchange required. And you'll have health care rather than disease implementation and disease control. You'll have true health care. And you won't be putting money out of your pocket for it. It will be prepaid, like your mail. Your energy, your electricity, your gas. I'm thinking that will be provided. And transportation, your major transportation, your rails, your buses, air travel, these kinds of things, and we're going to be with anti-gravity personal transportation vehicles. Life is going to really change. It's going to be really, really good when we get on the other side. Keith has put a lot of comments in here. I've got to catch up. One's right to know. Same thing as God. God equals source of life in Hebrew, the first language. And I'll bastardize this. Rauch Kadash Hak Odash. Every breath we take is an act of God. Every breath is a gift of the source of life. We get oxygen from plants and they get carbon dioxide from us, symbolic. It is a harmonious and beautiful system. Thus we take of Mother Earth and she will feed us as long as we need. Walking in Proverbs. I did a video with a similar title a while back. Walk with me in Proverbs. El Pro says, yes, they will do that. I was restricted by YouTube today for supposed medical misinformation. Oh, geez. I had an issue with YouTube. I don't know when you joined in here, Keith, but I was explaining that I was going to, I started to do a video on how to hold court and explain it. And so, you know how it is setting up for, and you hit next and next. And while I hit next and it's not moving. And I'm waiting patiently for everything to catch up. And it doesn't move. I hit next again and it doesn't move. And I still had another screen to go before I click done. And all of a sudden it's there, ready to go. And then I try to edit it and it's not letting me edit it. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. All right. So, all right, here we go. I wasn't quite ready, but I guess God says now. So I start. And then because of that, I just short circuited for a minute and I didn't think about checking to make sure that I got the audio working. And so I'm talking, and nobody's there. And to tell me I got no audio in the live chat. And I finally just realized, and I check, and so then there's no audio, and then I end the video, and I watched it end, and I walked away. And now I'm playing the video. I want to see, is there any sound in this? Was I wrong? Did I walk away from a good setup? No, but it says live. I come back over to the computer. The damn thing's still going. So before I came on live with this one, I switched it to private. So it's still there. It's saved, and I'm going to download it. It's just for documentation of the gang stalking and that. I mean, it could just be that was a system thing. Wasn't part of any gang stalking, but with all the gang stalking I've been dealing with, I'm just gonna continue to document everything, and then it can all get sorted out later. Keith says, he also says, correct, everything is free exchange, just notes of paper to levy up on the final day. All material things are then redeemed because one can't take them with so they stay with the community. And he says, yes, God has the timing and the humor. He runs the show. And exactly. So, Keith, I didn't know you rode, and I'm glad you're okay. I spent a lot of time on two wheels, and oh Lord, I brain farted. Too many things going. Oh, the God thing. So I didn't have an electric start on my Sportster. And I had Sportster 1000. And they made a 900 and a 1000 for those of you that don't know, the two Sportster engines. And high compression. And oh, I mean, if you don't hit that right, that son of a bitch can break your leg and it could throw you over the handlebars. It's a man's it's a man's bike without an electric start on there. And so, and back in the day, pure slave. And so it's hot in the summertime. Put the helmet on, probably stupid. Wait till the bike's running to put the helmet on. But whatever, you're out there, helmet on or not on. Kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking, and the bike's not cooperating. And there were times I'd be, I'm pissed. Well, then a lot of years passed, and I just got to thinking and come to the thought that that was just God's way of keeping me from a bad situation. And I've survived a lot of. I've got some real stories to tell that I'm not going to go into that right now. Looks like we got another comment from Keith. Much of the system thing AI is pre-programmed with, then go to and what we input is flagged by certain terms. Yeah, I think the title. That's what I thought. The title, right off the get, that was my thought. As I talked about, asking for money is really difficult, and I got a $30 donation today, and I sent out a reply email. I don't necessarily. I'd be happy to say the name here, but I nobody wants to be targeted for being associated with me or supporting me. So that's the reason why I don't call anybody's name out who gives me support. And asking for support is one of the most uncomfortable and awkward things that there is. However, when you're on your knees and you're desperate and you need help, if you don't ask, that's foolish. So I have stabilized. I don't have to ask for money for me. I still have a long way to go in rebuilding my life, and I still have a lot of things to fix and things to acquire. But it's not critical, and so I'm okay. But if you would like to support me, besides a thumbs up, which on a video today or the other day, somebody said I can't thumbs up. If you want to share the videos, to help the algorithms, or you want to send me a buck, all right, that's up to you. I appreciate it very much, but I don't need to ask for it anymore just to be able to survive. And I only needed $200 a month, and every month it was, oh my God, right down to the wire. And but the good Lord came through, and I figure He just kept me hungry, because if I got comfortable, I probably wouldn't have did what I did, right? Because this isn't easy. And if I wasn't walking with God, I wouldn't have done it. It makes a difference to walk through the valley of death with no fear. And you can't do that without the I am. And so, and I know that the powers lifted me off of my deathbed and brought me forth with the truths that I'm bringing you, which is a lot. It's incredible. Optimal oral health, prevent gum tissue loss, rejuvenate gum tissue, remove calcified oral plaques, prevent calcified oral plaques. That prevents tooth decay. Tooth decay is harm. The science can't do this. Put a protective coating on the teeth that's impermeable to acidics. Nobody's offering you this. This is harm to the human body, to mammals, because it's good for your cat, your dog, your horse, your livestock. All right? Man and mammal. The patent is for man and mammal. Just one fucking item. Not the business I would have built with around that one item. Just the one item alone. Easily calculable over an 18-year period of $70 trillion. What about the business I would have built? I mean, I would have been buying metric tons from every country around the world that participates. I would have had product in every country that participates. And I can't rattle off the number of countries that participate in the PCT, which is for your international patents. But the math on it is I've been cheated out of near 1,000 patents for a single item. And the business I would have built around that. So unalienable, unalienable rights. Good segue to jump into this here. So while you're in court, you might want to address. Oh, what's this say here? Right to restitution. Oh, how about that? What does this one say? Right here. Get this one highlighted. You can find this on the services page in the documents section, oralhealthwithcannabis.com, cheap is free. I did all the work for you. It's right there. It's in a Word document. It's word searchable. No law shall be enacted in this state limiting the amount of damages to be recovered for causing the death or injury of any person. Death or injury. I've been injured. $70 trillion direct loss in sales. Torturous interference in an economic interest. Treason, trust. The list goes on and on and on. You British parasites, you fucking attorneys, all you black robe wearing motherfuckers, you could probably come up with a fucking list, couple of pages of all the fucking laws that have been broken, huh? Your color of law. I just fucking care about fucking treason and trespass. Fuck you, cocksuckers. Hemp makes a real good rope. Oh, what's this one say? This is Florida. As revised in 1968 and subsequently amended. So I looked for the oldest state constitutions I could find because they're going to have the least amount of fuckery in them. And pretty much all the state constitutions have been fucked with, and there's language put in there that is repugnant that must be abrogated. So it never had any standing or jurisdiction. It's dead on its face. But your rights, people, you got the, what's his name, Levin and Dershowitz. These guys are scratching their chin, pondering the Constitution. They're pondering a federal corporate constitution, and they don't want to tell you. That's why they're always sitting there pondering the Constitution. So much thought is required here. Yeah, you fucking morons. Basic rights. All natural persons. This isn't bastardized Black's Law language, people. All right. Basic rights. All natural persons, female and male alike, are equal before the law and have inalienable rights, among which are the right to enjoy and defend life and liberty, to pursue happiness, and be rewarded by industry. Oh, I should be rewarded by industry for my discovery? No, I get fucking attacked by the United States Patent and Trademark Office personnel. The National Institute of Health ignores my evidence, funds $1,800 million to regenerate gum tissue, releases the results of that study in the year 2019, and you can't find any of it on the internet today. You'll find $1.8 million study revolutionizing the root canal. That's because you people are checking me out. That $1.8 billion funding, they released the results in 2019. That $1.8 million study, take a look at it. Take a good look at it. Read through it. It's a 5-year fucking study. Funded in 2016. It ain't the same. Because of me, they are rewriting history. They're fucking deleting the goddamn internet. To acquire, all right, to be rewarded for industry, and to acquire, possess, and protect property. Oh, who would have ever guessed? No person shall be deprived of any right because of race, religion, national origin, or physical disability. These are just some of my favorites. Article 1, Declaration of Rights, inherent rights. This Constitution is dedicated to the principles that all persons have a natural right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and the enjoyment of rewards of their own industry. That all persons are equal and entitled to equal rights, opportunities, and protections under the law, and that all persons have corresponding obligations to the people and to the state. All right, industry. I wonder, it's not here. No, I know I've got that. I've got my old passport tucked away. Passports are about yay thick. My old passport is about yay thick. I had to get pages added to it because I was back and forth to China so much. You talk about a right to industry. Where did all the fucking manufacturing go? All the manufacturing went over to China. You can get some really good shit made over there. They've come a long ways. And I was well connected. And I got a visa. And in 2015, 2016, 2017, I could have been working with my business associates and contacts in China with all the product development skills and experience and international business and shipping fucking containers that I got doing that business for my fucking international marijuana business that I got fucking patent on, unbelievably, because the examiner and the patent attorney were working against me. But they're not working with the average monkey. They're not working with the average fucking dumb fuck. I ferreted out a man and under an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, got a review of my patent pending application. This man was a cannabis guy, a scientist, a genius, and a patent attorney. So when I got a final office action from the United States Patent and Trademark Office, patent denied, and I called R. Reams Badlow, and I explained to him that I had a review from this man that I was just telling you about, and that man said that it looks like I'm on my way to issue, and I have several other patents in that application to pursue. I said to Mr. Badlow, I don't feel like I'm on a level playing field. Mr. Badlow instantly replied, you aren't. And then after some discussion told me, oh, sometimes a phone call can take care of this. Sometimes a phone call can take care of these kind of things. These kind of things? Oh man. So look, I've been round and round and round and round and round. All I want is the truth. I want justice. I want you people to be free. I want you to know who you are. I want you to own your authority. And Keith, are you still here, Keith? I talked about the fraud, the postal window, and I explained. You can verify for me, maybe, that they've got the return address and the to address all in the return side. So if you take this mail fraud and write return to sender on it and put it in your box and put the flag up, your mail delivery man is probably going to take it back to the post office, and then there's a very good likelihood that you'll get a stamp on there with a hand with a finger pointing and return to sender, pointing to the sent to address. I think this is exactly what you're talking about with the mail fraud. And it seems to me that we ought to be able, with all the energy that's out there for our freedom and our liberty, that we could at least get the people to talk with their mail carrier and get them to stop with the mail fraud. That would end all the jury duty notifications. Oh, the begging for the money. Keith says, I would help. I'm supported solely on donations and barter for 7 years myself. Yeah. So I can ask for money for Keith. And that's where I was going, but I got sidetracked. You see, if I come and ask for money for me, and I do it in every video, and I ask for it maybe even twice or 3 times in a video, I know it's uncomfortable for me. It's uncomfortable and difficult for anybody, as it is for Keith. But it's not difficult for me to stand here multiple times a day, multiple times in a video, and say, if you can support Keith, please do. Please send him $1. That's where I was going with this. So Keith put out an excellent video. I talked about it. I talked about it in a previous video. I talked about it earlier in this video. Told you where to go. Told you what to look for. If you missed it, just go catch it. If you don't have to pay postage, maybe you could send Keith a little bit of money. All right. So I think maybe Keith left because I don't think I got an answer here on this fraud. But he did say footprints in the sand is always in the back of my mind. 7 USC 136, animal includes man. Animal includes man. 7. See, Keith knows all this stuff. He knows so much of it. I don't even want to learn it because I give it no credence. It's a big fraud. And so stop putting stuff into the system. Drag them into your system. Drag them into your court. And they'll plead guilty every time when you do it properly because they have no escape. You put the proof on the table. The proof, the truth, the truth, the proof. They're guilty and they're in a court of law. They've never been in a court of law. They're clueless on how to operate. If it's not assumptions and presumptions, if it's not delay, this technicality, that technicality, assume and presume until you are dead. See, when they don't have that black magic to play with, you put them in an open court, a public court, a court of record, and you bring truth and fact, they're done. They're absolutely done. And this is why, in all of my cases, they plead guilty to treason. This is probably why the sheriff's department had to move all their inmates, because I educated the jail sergeant. Because the sheriff is such a fucking pussy, he won't meet with me. And that's probably why the prosecuting attorney boot scoot boogied. But I'm sure they were like, oh, well, we'll just go talk to the prosecuting attorney and the judge. We'll go get Ethan. Well, believe you me, they've been out to get me any way that they can. But I've proven to be hard to get. And I'm coming. All right? Well, if it ain't all right, that's too fucking bad. Chief Poopy Pants, Village Idiot, bro, you had your chance to do the right thing and you fucked up. Oh, I got to get back to that, right? So I never had any issues with the village police and the circuit court, district court, sheriff's department, county clerk, treasurer, etc. are all in the jurisdiction of the village. But Chief Poopy Pants, he don't want to hear it, so he didn't allow it to be heard. He doesn't want his subordinates to learn, because then maybe he'll get arrested by his subordinates, or maybe all his subordinates will boot scoot boogie, and he'll just be standing there playing with himself with his poopy pants. But regardless, Chief Poopy Pants and Sheriff Whiteford and Sheriff Darleaf and Gretchen Whitmer and our Reams Goodlow and Matt McManus and Weisenstein, whatever the fuck your name is, and a whole host of other motherfuckers. Ain't gonna be no place for you to go and be safe. Your days are numbered. Your time is limited. And we'll be there. Anybody got any questions for me? I'm getting close to 2 hours on this rant, and I'm kind of easing off. Come on, pop a question in the chat. Anything at all. Anything at all. What's the cure for pedophiles? A rope. What's the cure for treasonous traitors? A rope. Well, all right then. I think I've about wound it out. No, got no questions. Do you know who you are, people? You are godlike. You are a creation of God. You are a creator. You have the highest authority here. So own your authority. I will come back and give that talk on how to hold court, and I'll make sure I get good audio and video for you. All right, everybody. I love you. We'll be back soon.